While I was looking up some information about the Great Reset, which is the most important story of our generation, seeing as everything that is happening right now in the world is all stemming from this one plan. But I found myself looking through some of the odd and probably dangerous projects of Bill Gates, only to come across his plan to limit the power of the sun. Bill Gates is far from the first to desire control over the weather. They dream of controlling everything, if you couldn't tell. Anyway, this began as a military pursuit, but has seemingly morphed into a project that is predicated on the idea of complete societal control. And through harnessing the weather, they could theoretically dominate militarily and economically. The power that could be garnered through harnessing the weather is somewhat unfathomable, and it is certainly an ominous notion. So tonight we're going to take a look at HAARP and their pursuit of controlling the weather. As part of the United States' attempt to win the Vietnam War, the U.S. military undertook a secret weather manipulation operation in Southeast Asia. More than $3 million was spent between 1967 and 1972, as the secret project sought to make the monsoon season even longer and flood the Ho Chi Minh Trail, which was being used by the North Vietnamese as a supply route. It was hoped that the extra rains would cause rivers to flood, cutting off bridges and crossings, as well as landslides. It was the first military operation that attempted to influence the weather. The reason being, some saw it as a positive alternative to fighting and bombing. The operation included creating clouds over Southeast Asia using silver iodide. The cloud-making units were attached to the side of WC-130A Hercules aircraft. Whether the program was successful or not remains debated. Some agree that the man-made clouds created between 1 and 7 inches of rainfall every year of the operation. Meanwhile, General Westmoreland, who was the commander of U.S. military operations during the Vietnam War, did not believe the cloud units had created any great increase to rain in the region. However, no data was ever retrieved from the operation, so it can never be corroborated. As details of the project began to leak into the public domain, many showed concern. The U.S. military and the Nixon administration tried to deny the project, and even the Secretary of Defense at the time, Melvin Laird, stated as such to a Senate hearing in 1972. But both the Washington Post and the New York Times ran stories revealing that the project was in fact a reality. Pressure from the general public, which did not want its government playing God, encouraged Congress to pass new legislation that would ban weather control operations from military activity. While most agree weather manipulation is a dangerous activity, particularly for war, the U.S. military and its intelligence agencies are still researching the subject, but this time they're hiding behind a different motive. They claim they're only looking into this to see how it could be used by foreign powers against the United States. In 1993, the U.S. Air Force began construction on a $290 million project that would enable the government's foremost atmospheric researchers to study the ionosphere, which is the top layer of the Earth's atmosphere. The research center, now run by the University of Alaska, is called the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, or HAARP, and is located in the frozen wilderness of Gakona, Alaska. For a number of reasons, HAARP's activities have drawn the attention of citizens who are suspicious of the organization's practices. Over the years, HAARP has been officially credited with conducting useful and successful research. But because of its highly complex work, officials claim its purpose has been largely misunderstood by detractors. And for this reason, it has been ground zero for criticism since its inception. And I disagree with that. The reason why people are upset is because they are in fact playing God.
Now to a mystery that is keeping a lot of people up at night in the Bakersfield area. People complaining of what appears to be, or sounds like, loud explosions in their neighborhoods with no explanation. These doorbell camera videos were posted to the Neighbors app last week, showing a flash of light and a loud booming sound. We've also seen reports of this across social media platforms, and I can tell you from personal experience, my neighborhood is rocked with these nightly explosions on almost a weekly basis, and these are not explosions from your garden variety fireworks. We checked in with the Bakersfield Police Department and the Kern County Sheriff's Office, but authorities tell us they are not currently working on any criminal complaints about this. It is not clear tonight what or who is causing them.
Situated in the remote wilderness of an already low population state, purportedly to promote secrecy, HAARP features 360 radio transmitters, 180 antennas, and 5 powerful generators that create geometric patterns in every direction when turned on. The antennas, each a foot thick and stretching 72 feet into the sky, continue to raise eyebrows. Shortly after the facility opened, the public began reporting strange phenomena, not only in the region but around the world. Activists challenged HAARP's activities, vocally questioning what the organization was really up to. While the government continues to deny any connections with changes in weather, frequencies of earthquakes, and chemtrails in the skies, it has made deliberate efforts to quell suspicions about the nature of its operations. Yet these are not nearly enough to quiet HAARP's notable detractors, including former Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez and former Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura. Ventura questioned whether the government was using HAARP to manipulate the weather or overwhelm citizens with mind-controlling radio waves. While the Air Force acknowledged that Ventura had made an official request to visit the research station, he and his crew nevertheless were denied access. One of the most popular and far-reaching accusations against HAARP is that the organization deliberately creates destruction on a global scale, causing earthquakes, flooding, cyclones, snowstorms, and other disasters around the world. Critics of HAARP assert that it has the capacity to send micro-radiation beneath the ground, strategically pinpointing fault lines, and that the size of HAARP's fields of antennas have the potential for tremendous damage to the environment, as, unlike other ionosphere research centers across the world, only HAARP has the ability to focus the energy from the field onto a specific spot in the atmosphere. One of the countless earthquakes claimed to have been linked to HAARP was an Iran-Iraq earthquake that killed around 500 people in November of 2017. Despite tensions between those two nations and the United States, Iran's Deputy Interior Minister for Security and Law Enforcement, Mohammad Hussein Zulfikari, dismissed malintent, denying that such rumors had any scientific basis. given the fact that branches of the United States government have openly discussed technologies used to interfere with the weather and cause Earth changes. It is difficult to dismiss critics so quickly. In 2005, the Air Force stated, "Weather modification will be a part of domestic and international security, and could be done unilaterally. It could have offensive and defensive applications, and even be used for deterrence purposes. The ability to generate precipitation, fog, and storms on Earth, or to modify space weather, and the production of artificial weather are all a part of an integrated set of technologies, which can provide substantial increase within the United States or degraded capability in an adversary to achieve global awareness, reach, and power." The concept of mind control goes back centuries, if not millennia. While manipulation of people's moods, emotions, and decisions have long been the way to control the masses, it is only recently that technology has been employed to do the job efficiently. What was once science fiction is now fact. HAARP critics claim the facility is attacking the citizens of the world telepathically, influencing their thoughts with low-frequency vibrations. In 2013, Edward Snowden leaked classified government files, some revealing HAARP's numerous global surveillance systems. Allegations are that natural geomagnetic waves are being replaced with artificial VLF ground waves, matching the frequency of human brain waves, thus influencing human behavior. It's said that HAARP also uses cell phone towers as electrical stimulation conductors, able to reach and affect entire regions. Because of HAARP's futuristic-seeming research, and the organization's official stance that it is developing future tech tools, including the aforementioned radio frequency transmitters, HAARP, they claim, has the capacity to dismantle entire electronic communication systems with its far-reaching technology. Related to this capability are accusations that HAARP was behind the malfunction of the Columbia Space Shuttle crash in 2003 and was responsible for destroying the craft's electronic devices. Radio engineer Marshall Smith, who was monitoring HAARP on that fateful day, backs up this claim, contending that HAARP was operating in missile defense mode starting about 90 minutes before Columbia's re-entry, and then for about 90 minutes afterward. An official investigation, however, reported that a damaged wing was actually responsible for the malfunction. And that doesn't say much. It's not like they're going to admit it.
As the shuttle streaked across North Texas, now watch closely, it appears that you're going to see numerous trails of smoke or vapor. Looks like some kind of explosion might have happened there. And then you see a bright glow. That happens on re-entry because there's going to be friction from the Earth's atmosphere, but now we see multiple objects, numerous trails. And at this point, NASA is confirming that it lost contact with the shuttle scheduled to land at 8:16 Texas time. It's now 8:27, well behind schedule.
It is unclear whether the global increase in geological disturbances is merely coincidental to HAARP's activities, or if the organization is withholding information from the public. Until more evidence accumulates, we are unlikely to know for certain whether there is reason for concern. But we do know that over the decades, many government explanations have been proven to be cover-ups. When good answers are substituted with official statements, people are moved to distrust the government and to investigate the truth for themselves. Once again, this is Helio Wing. If you like the content, like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, live and think freely.